This video covers replacing the rotors and pads and bleeding the brakes on a 2003 Impala. This video may apply to other GM vehicles and generic applications. Here is one of the new back rotors. Here's one of the new front rotors. New pads with hardware. New front ceramic pads. Ceramic pads front and back. Loosen the lug nuts on all four wheels. Loosen the bolt or pin to remove the caliper from the bracket that holds the brake pads. Pull out both pins. The top pin has a rubber tip. You may have to pry the caliper to remove. Don't damage the boot or the puck. This is the front caliper resting on its rotor. You can see the bracket with the pads on the bottom left. Remove the caliper and fasten with a bungee cord. Do not let it dangle by the brake line. There are two bolts holding the bracket to the steering knuckle. Remove this one first. Bracket with old hardware. New front ceramic pads. Ceramic pads front and back. The bracket with new pads and hardware. Make sure the pads with the warning indicator go on the outboard location. Clean and install the rotor. Pull the bracket with the new pads. Squeeze the pads to the rotor. When you install the caliper, make sure you do not pinch the dust boots. You don't have to get them perfect. When you insert the pins, they will align perfectly. Clean the pins. This is my 30-year-old tub of brake caliper grease. Just as you did with the back brakes, dip the end of the pins in the caliper grease. Don't overdo it. Too much grease and it will melt and run over the rotors. Bottom out the caliper puck. Make sure that the brake reservoir does not overflow. Caliper installed. Here are the parking brake pads. We are not going to replace these at this time. Make sure to release the parking brake or you'll never get that back rotor off. The next step is optional. You can bleed the brakes mostly to get all the old brake fluid out that is in the brake lines. Back right first, front, left back, then left front, right. You can use a box end or a flare nut wrench. Basically, for my application, I pull the trigger, then open the nut and watch all the old brake fluid come out. Some air leaks in around the nut, which is okay. Tighten the nut, then release the trigger. Don't forget to keep adding brake fluid.